friends, one of my favorite breads to make, all-time favorite bread, is the King Arthur hearth bread. It's on the back of the King Arthur flour bag. It just has a few ingredients. I use 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 package of fast-acting yeast. Make sure it's in date because that's important. And then 2 cups of lukewarm water poured over the top. Give it a stir and let it get all bubbly. That only takes 5 to 10 minutes, and while that's getting bubbly, you can get your mixer out and your flour. I use the dough hook on my KitchenAid, and what I first do is pour the liquid into my KitchenAid bowl, and then I'll add 1 cup of the flour and just give it a little stir with the dough hook. And then I repeat the process 5 times. After the final cup goes in, I let the dough hook just spin around until it forms a nice solid dough ball. Once everything is mixed in and you have a nice dough ball, you can turn it out onto a floured surface and begin kneading it. And you want to knead it for about 5 minutes. After you're finished kneading it, you want to form a nice ball. And then go ahead and put it into a oiled bowl. And I'm just going to use my same bowl that I had mixed the dough in. And then put a towel over it and set it on top of the stove until it doubles in size. Doubling in size takes about 30 minutes to an hour. When the rise is done, I'm going to turn it out onto my floured board once again. I'll cut it in half, and then I'll form those 2 shapes into a bread loaf. This time I'm going to try something different. I have this textured basket, and I want to see if it will work and giving the bread a nice rustic look like I do when I make my sourdough bread. But as you see here, I'm cutting it in half, and then I'll just fold it a few times and then turn it over into a nice ball. And I'll place it on a piece of parchment, cover it with a towel, and let it rise for about 10 minutes. While I let the oven warm up, I put the oven on 400 degrees. Be sure to put a little cornmeal down on your surface, on your baking sheet, before you put the dough on it. The worst thing to have happen to your bread is when you get it out of the oven, it's stuck to the parchment, and you're peeling parchment off the bottom of it, and you're eating parchment. So I did forget to do that on this picture, but I circled back and did it. Now the dough is done rising for its second rise. I'm going to sprinkle the cornmeal underneath this loaf. And when I turned this dough out of the basket, I realized, oh, that doesn't look so great. So I'm just going to use the smooth side. Get my little tool out and give it a slice. I did 4 slices on the top. You can do an X, you could do 3 slices. This will just give it some texture on the top. And and it looks pretty good. So these will be 2 round loaves. They'll go in the oven, 400-degree oven, for about 40 minutes until they're golden brown. And when you tap on them, they sound hollow. There they go. 40 minutes on the timer. Okay, timer's going off. Let's get them out and look. They look and smell delicious. The whole house smells divine. They're nice and golden brown, and they sound hollow when I tap on them. You don't want to cut them just yet. Let them cool before you cut them and put butter on them. But right out of the oven, it is delicious. Okay, friends, let's slice it up. It's cooled off for about 30 minutes now. Gonna give it a little slice, put some butter on it, and see if it's Pops approved. The crust is quite crusty, but the inside is soft. So it's a crusty bread for sure. Just put some butter on it and give it a try. It smells so good. I'm pretty sure it's Pops approved.